Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to make this 3-layered gathered dress with basque waistline and a halter neckline. And I achieved this style using 3 yards of African print fabric. This is what the back of this dress looks like, and it also has a zipper. If this is something you are interested in, make sure to keep watching and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel and share to your loved ones. So like I said, I made use of 3 yards of African print fabric for this style. So I'm also going to be drafting on the pattern paper for clarity and accuracy of measurement. So I have my other sewing materials here, my ruler, my chalk, my tape rule and my marker. So we're going to start with the front part of this dress, and the first thing I'm going to do is to mark out a starting line at the top of the paper. So since this dress is in form of a tube bustier, I'm going to take my tape rule and place it 7 inches above that line to mark my vertical measurement. So you can decide to make yours 8 inches. It just depends on what you want. So from my shoulder to my bust point is 10.5 inches. From my shoulder to my under bust is 13.5 inches. And from my shoulder to my half length is 16 inches. I'm also going to mark my shoulder to the hip line and then extend the lines this way. So I want to invite you guys to join the Sew with Mediva membership program. So this is just a way of supporting my channel with a little token. I'll leave the link pinned in the comment section so you can just join through that point. Thank you. So let's go ahead now to label these lines. The first one is the chest line, the bust line, the under bust, the waistline and the hip line. So the next one we want to do is to mark the dart. And to get your dart line, you're going to measure from your nipple to nipple. For mine it is 8 inches divided by 2 is 4 inches. So I'm going to mark 4 inches on all these lines and connect the points together. So make sure you're working with your own correct measurement. So after that, I'll come over to the under bust line. I'll mark 1 inch here. A big size can do 1.5, and I'll also mark 1 inch on the other side. I'll mark those same measurements on the waistline and then take my ruler to connect the points together. After connecting, I'll come over to the bust line and come down by 1 inch. And then I'll use my curved ruler to connect it to meet the under bust this way. So I'll just go ahead to blend it in very well. So I'll come over to the hip line and come up by 3 inches. And then I'll use my ruler to connect it all the way to the waistline this way. So for the over bust tightening, I'm going to do 0.5 inches on both sides, but a bigger size can do 0.75 inches. I hope you guys understand. And I'll use the straight part of my ruler to connect it to the bust line this way. So the next thing we want to do is to mark the body measurements. On the bust line, I'm going to mark the round bust measurements divided by 4, which is 10.5 inches, and I'll add 1.5 inches for seam allowance. On this chest line, I'm going to mark that same 12 inches. You don't need to add the over bust tightening to it. And on the under bust line, I'll mark the round under bust measurement divided by 2, which is 8.5. I'll add the 2 inches for that and add 1.5 inches for seam allowance to make the same 12 inches. And on the waistline, I'll be marking that same measurement since I use the same measurement for my under bust and for my waistline. On the hip line, I'll mark the round hip measurements divided by 4 plus 1.5 inches for seam allowance to make 12.5. So I'll go ahead now and take my ruler to connect the points together. So make sure you're marking your own correct measurement. So we're going to be opening up this dart area. Let me just go ahead to shade it out and then we'll proceed to cut it. So go ahead now to open up the dart points. So guys, don't forget to support me by joining my membership program. The link is going to be pinned in the comment section. So after cutting out, this is what we have. So when cutting on my fabric, I'm going to cut this one on a fold. This is going to be on a fold, and I'll cut out 2 pieces of the side. So let's work on the back panel now. So on the back panel towards the side, I'm going to mark 1.5 inches towards the center back. This is going to serve as my zipper allowance. And then I'll also mark out that straight line at the top of my paper. So still placing my tape rule 7 inches above the starting line like we did with the front panel. So I'll mark my shoulder to my bust point, my shoulder to my half length, and my shoulder to my hip line, which is 24, and then go ahead to extend the lines this way. So after extending, I'm going to label the lines so that I don't get them mixed up. After that, the next thing is to mark the dart. So to get to that line, divide your nipples nipple measurement by 2. Mine is 4 inches, and I'll mark it on all the lines and connect the points together this way. So on the waistline, I'm going to take half an inch on both sides. A bigger person can do 0.75 inches. And then I'll go ahead to connect it all the way up this way. So from the hip line again, I'm going to come up by 3 inches and connect the points together. So I'm going to be cutting out this part as well. So the next thing I want to do is to mark the body measurement, and on the bust line I'll mark my round bust measurement divided by 4 plus 1.5 inches for seam allowance, and on the waistline I'll mark the waist measurements divided by 4. I'll add the 1 inch for that and 1.5 inches for seam allowance, and on the hip line I'll mark the hip measurements divided by 4, which is 11 inches and 1.5 inches for seam allowance to make 12.5 inches. So I'll mark whatever I have on the bust line on the chest line and then go ahead to connect the points together. So after connecting, this is what we have. So to eliminate any kind of zipper bulging, I'm going to come out by 0.75 inches from the center back and then go ahead to slant the line this way. So we'll also be cutting out that part. So let's go ahead now to cut it out. So I'll go ahead to open up the dart point this way and also cut out the excess on the zipper area. So after that, this is what we have. So I'm going to be using this now to cut on my fabric and on my lining as well. So I'll be cutting out 2 pieces of each. So fold your fabric into 2 and then place your pattern paper on it so that you can have 2 pieces each of the fabric. So I added half an inch towards the dart area and I added 2 extra inches to the full length of this pattern. So after cutting out, this is what we have. So for the back panel, like I said, I cut out 2 pieces each and I also cut out my lining, as you can see. So let me go ahead to label it so that you guys can understand. This is the side back, I have 2 pieces. This is the center back, I also have 2 pieces. And this is the side front, I have 2 pieces as well. And for the center front, it is in a fold, it is folded, as you can see. So I also added 2 extra inches to the base of my pattern because of the basque effect. I hope you guys understand. So I went ahead to label the upper part of my fabric so that I don't get confused when I'm joining because it looks so much alike. So I'll remove the patterns now and set them aside. The next thing we want to do, so at this point you can go ahead to iron your hair stay to your fabric and to your lining, depends on what you want. So I want to go ahead to join the 3 pieces for the front panels together. I'll place them right side facing each other this way and then use half an inch to join it all the way down. I'll repeat the same process on the other side. So whatever I'm doing on the fabrics, I'm going to do the same thing on the lining. For the back, I'm just going to arrange it out this way. You can see that the upper and the lower part look so much alike. So that was why I had to like label the upper part. So I'll place them this way as well and then go ahead to join it together. I'll repeat the same process on the other side. I'll join the lining pieces and show you guys. So after joining the 3 pieces of the front panels together, this is what we have. I also went ahead to notch the seams opened and I'll iron it out. So for the lining, I also joined it together and this is what we have. So I'll place the right side of the lining facing the right side of the fabric this way and then go ahead to stitch the upper part. I'll also close up the sides and I'll leave the base open for turning over. So for my back panels, I'm going to repeat the same thing. I'll close the upper part, close up the sides, close up the zipper area. You can use a 1/4 of an inch to do that and then I'll turn it over. So guys, after I turned over, this is what we have. I went ahead to also iron it out and you can see how neat it looks now. So for the back panels, I have the same thing as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is to create the basque waistline on this dress. So I'm going to fold this dress into 2 equal parts this way. So on the side, On the side, I'm going to come up by 2 inches. So that is the 2 inches extra that I added. So if you want yours higher, you can come up by 3 inches. It depends on what you want. And then I'll go ahead to slant it to the center front this way to create the basque waistline, and then cut it out. So I'm going to repeat the same process on the back panels. So I'll come over to the side. I'll place them right sides facing each other this way, and then I'll come up by 2 inches, and then go ahead to connect it all the way to the center back this way. So after doing all of that, this is what it looks like. So the next thing we want to work on is the ruffled halter neckline for our dress. So to get the length of fabric you'll be needing for your neckline, remember we took off 7 inches from the shoulder. So I'm going to do 7 inches on this side, and on the other side that is 14 inches. And for the one that will go around the neckline, I'm going to be using 6 inches. So 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 6 inches, that is 20 inches. So I have the fabric cut out already, and for this one I have 21 inches because I'll be using 1 inch as my joining allowance. So whatever you measured is what you're going to cut as the length plus 1 inch. And for the height I have 3 inches. And for this other fabric, the length is the times 2 of whatever you have for this smaller one because of the gathers. And for the height I have about 6 inches. So I'll go ahead now to fold it into two this way and stitch it all the way down. I'll repeat the same thing for this other one. I'll fold it into two and then stitch it all the way down using half an inch. So when I'm done, I'll turn it over to the right side and I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So guys, after I turned over, this is what it looks like. So right now we're going to be passing this smaller one into the bigger one to create the gathers. So I used my pin to just pass it in this way. So while you're passing it in, you can see the gathers is already forming. When it gets to that edge, I'll go ahead to stitch it down. Go ahead to stitch it. After stitching, I will locate where I have my pin and just continue creating my gathers this way until I get to the second opening, and then I'll go ahead to stitch it down as well. So after stitching, this is what we have. You can see, so the length of that bigger fabric is going to determine how much gathers you will have. So I'm going to pin this on the wrong side of my front panel, just directly on the dart line. So you can as well fix this neckline to the front panel before you turn over with your lining. So I'll go ahead to stitch it down there. After stitching, I'll place the front and the back panels facing each other this way, and then go ahead to use my remaining 1 inch seam allowance to close up the sides all the way down, following the shape of the fabric. So after doing that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So guys, I've gone ahead to join the fabrics together, and this is what we have. So if you want to have an inseam finishing for this upper part, you could just join all the fabrics together this way and also join the lining. Then you place your neckline on the front panel like this, and then place the lining that you have joined together on it. Then go ahead to stitch it all the way down and close up the sides and also close up the base. You can just leave a 2 inch gap to turn over, so that's going to give you a very neat finishing on the inside, but you will not be able to adjust your dress easily. I hope you guys understand. So this is what we have on the inside. It still looks neat, as you can see. So the next one we want to work on is the gathers. So you're going to measure what you have at the base of your dress all the way down. So for mine, I have about 46 inches. So for my gathers, I'm going to multiply that 46 inches by 2 to make 92 inches. So the wideness of the fabric I'll be cutting out for my gathers is going to be around 92 inches. So then the length of the fabrics, depending on how long you want your dress to be. For mine, I want my dress to be 35 inches long. So since I already used 24 inches for this upper part, 24 inches, I'm going to add 11 inches as the longest gathers I will be forming. So I'm going to cut out 11 inches plus 1 inch for my seam allowance to make 12 inches. So after cutting out, this is what we have. So the fabric is about 95 inches wide, and for the height it is 12 inches, just like I said. So go ahead to fold this long fabric into two and notch the midpoint. So after notching, I'll just go ahead to highlight the point where I want to attach this fabric to, so I can follow the shape. So I'm going to place the midpoint of the two fabrics facing each other this way and match the notched point to that V-shaped area. I'll also take the edge of the fabric and pin to the end of the back panel this way, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. So while I'm joining, I'm going to create gathers. Starting from the midpoint, I'm going to gather my fabric this way while joining to the upper part. So you can as well form your gathers first before you attach to your fabric. It just depends on what you want. So I like to use this method because it is usually faster for me. So while joining, I'll just be creating my gathers to fit the fabric in. So remember to finish up the base of the fabric before creating your gathers. So guys, after I stitched it down, this is what it looks like. So this is going to be the lowest gathers. I'm going to create the remaining two on top of it. I hope you guys understand. I'm gonna head to cut out the fabrics I'll be using, and the height of the second one is 10 inches while the highest one is going to be 8 inches. So I'm going to mark out where I want the gathers to be. So you can decide to work with whatever height you want for yours. So for mine, I'm going to first of all locate my waistline, which is 16 inches. So from that waistline, I'm going to come down by 4 inches. So that point is where I'll be attaching the highest gathers, the one on top. So I'll get the midpoint and then I'll be attaching the middle gathers there. I hope you guys understand. I'll repeat the same process on the other side. Locate your waistline, come down by 4 inches and then divide the point into two. So for this center point, I'm going to come up by 0.5 inches, half of an inch, as you can see, so that it can have that sharp basque design. Then I'll go ahead to connect it this way. So these lines are very important because it's going to help you when you are fixing the gathers to your dress. So for the back panel, I'm going to repeat the same process. So I'll just come up by 3 inches from the gathers and then go ahead to form the lines. So guys, don't forget to support my channel by joining my membership. I'm going to leave the link pinned in the comment section. Thank you. So after drawing out the lines, this is what it looks like. So when you open it up, you'll have something that looks like this. So what I'm going to do now is to get the midpoint of this long fabric again. I will notch it and then place it on that middle line this way. I'll use my pin to hold it down and then gather it into the fabric as I am joining together. So gather it all the way down. So when I'm done with that, I'll be left with the upper line, and then I'll go ahead to get the midpoint as well, place it on it this way and then go ahead to gather it all the way down. So guys, I've already done for the second gathers and this is what it looks like. So to make the basque more prominent, I'm going to be coming up on the side by 1 extra inch. So this is optional. You can decide to leave yours the way it was. So I'll come up by 1 inch and just connect it all the way to meet that same midpoint. So I just want the basque to be more prominent. So I'll repeat the same thing on the back panel this way. Then I'll go ahead to create my gathers on it and show you guys. So after creating the last gathers, this is what it looks like. You see how beautiful it looks already. The next thing I want to do is to close up the back of this dress. So I'll fold it right sides facing each other this way. So make sure you have run a straight stitch on the gather so that it relaxes on each other. So go ahead now to close it up, or just make sure to arrange it very well so that it relaxes on each other. So from the point I have the gathers, I'm going to go ahead to close it up all the way down. I'll also insert my zipper off camera. After inserting the zipper, this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful and how neat this looks. So guys, this is what we end this video for today. I hope you found it useful. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel.